Hey guys, RPM here. Hope y'all doing well and having a really great day. In this video, I am wanting to give you guys my review of the Jasminer X4-C. This is the 450 megahash version at 240 watts, apparently. And so I'm wanting to do a few things, talk with you guys about this, and yeah, this has also 5 gigabytes of VRAM of memory. And so what that means is this will only mine Ethereum up until, I believe, August of 2022, this year. So if you're thinking about buying this, this will probably not mine Ethereum for much longer. And of course, this will be able to mine Ethereum Classic according to Jasminer, or Jingle Mining, who sent this to me. So thank you, Jingle Mining, for sending me this Jasminer X4-C, which is pretty awesome. Guys, go check them out, link down below. But with Ethereum Classic, the 5 gigabyte DAG size will come up in about, I think, in 2028. So that's quite a far ways away. So this will still be good for mining Ethereum Classic. So that's all well and good. But it begs the question, will Ethereum Classic, be worth anything by that time or be profitable to mine? Obviously with this 450 megahash, 240 watts, that is extremely efficient. Right now, I have it plugged in by itself on a little 120 volt, or it says 115 volt, 15 amp breaker here. And it says it's using about 53 watts at the moment. I've already plugged it in, I've already turned it on, it's got the power, right, 110 volt power. And also this is just a network cable in the back, which I will show you. And for some of you that may not have saw the video, I did take this guy apart and I just showed the innards of it and took out the heat sink, and there was a lot of thermal paste. I had to repaste the whole thing. I used like 3 tubes of thermal paste, and so that was quite a lot. But it's on now, and looking at the web GUI, which I am connected to right now, I just wanted to show you guys here. It's been up for about 29 minutes and it has not started hashing yet. Okay, so that is something I'm a little bit concerned about at this moment, but of course I'm still gonna wait, and I'm also gonna do profitability tests of this. So publicly available, you guys can see this. This is something I'm gonna be mining to on Ethermine, and I'm just curious to know, whenever this thing is connected, I'm gonna be watching this thing like a hawk, and I wanna see once this starts going, if it's gonna, go on to Ethermine here. But another thing is, I want to Wireshark this thing so that I can see the exact packets that are coming out of this thing and seeing if it's actually sending the shares to like Ethermine, for instance, right? Just to see, there's been a lot of claims out there that this Jasminer X4 is some type of cloud miner, because getting 450 megahash, or I've seen reports of like 600 megahash off one of these things at like 240 watts is just incredible. So I'm just, a lot of people have that kind of worry that this thing is some sort of cloud miner, and I'm here to debunk that essentially in this video. So I'm gonna wait till this thing actually connects on the website and to Ethermine, until we actually see something here, and I will start recording once we start seeing some hash rate actually show up in the web GUI here, or on Ethermine and any accepted shares. It's been 30 minutes, so be right back. Okay, 33 minutes in. It started making a loud winding noise, and the ASIC, it seems like it's ramping up now. And it looks like we got 11 accepted shares, and we don't have anything on Ethermine just yet, but let me show you guys. It's making some noise now. You guys hear that? It's ramping up. It's ramping up. So let's look at the power over here. 260 watts now. So we were at like 53 or 55 or something. I guess that was just idling. I'm thinking if the FPGA or the ASIC chips or the memory, it was building the DAG, right? Building the DAG for Ethereum and in the memory. And so that's why it took, potentially that's why it took a while for it to ramp up. But yeah, 260 watts here. That's what it says. Now, I'm gonna wait until we actually see something on Ethermine. So if it just started ramping up, let's say it was about 33 minutes in. Let me just refresh, 35 minutes in now. And you guys can see the hash rate is going up. We got 17 accepted shares now. So I'm gonna be watching this like a hawk. I want to see when it shows up on Ethermine. So I'll be right back. Okay, about 37 minutes in now, it shows 529 mega hash. So not at the rated 450 mega hash we're supposed to get on this thing. One thing I did think of actually is under advanced, under the miner tab here, settings, miner, and then you can see at the bottom advanced, there's coin select, ETH or ETC, frequency, 200 megahertz or 225. So right now I have it at 200. I don't know if I dare to try 225, but I think in terms of the temperature, I did use Arctic MX5 thermal paste. So that 39 to 50 degrees Celsius, I'm not sure if that might be fine on this. But yeah, you guys can see the ASIC number 8 board, 6 board. Not quite sure what that means. But it is apparently finding accepted shares here. Now the hash rate says 615 mega hash at about 38 minutes in. So if we go to Ethermine, we don't have anything yet. So let's just, it does take about, I'd say 10 to 15 minutes when I do like a regular GPU mining rig to show up on Ethermine. So it's only been, I would say a good 5 minutes or less since we saw some shares or some numbers come out of this thing. So I'm expecting 45, maybe 50 minutes for something to show up on Ethermine. But let's see. Be right back, guys. We'll wait for this to come up. Okay, I was refreshing like mad and it just came up like 5 seconds ago on Ethermine. So it has been, let me just refresh here, 44 minutes. I'm gonna say 44 minutes. This thing connected to Ethermine. Alright, after finding apparently 85 shares, accepted shares, at about a hash rate of 472 mega hash. Or maybe the average might be 500, but we just started obviously, so that might be close to what the projected, 450 mega hash that this thing is supposed to do. So, there you guys go. It's connected now. It looks like it's just ramping up. So 61 valid shares here, 1 stale. Now, I don't know if that also depicts to what is shown here. There's no stale part here. But there's the name. Okay, active worker, Jasminer X4-C. And that is what I put under the worker name. So that looks to be legit. I was right around there. Around 44 minutes after about 10 to 15 minutes of it connecting, that once it started hashing, it would connect to Ethermine. So, okay, so that's all well and good. Guys, there's one thing I wanted to try now. I wanted to see if I could figure out where the IP packets are going. And so I will need to do that. I'll need to set that up, as I do have Pfsense on a dedicated router over there, and I'm gonna plug that in its own VLAN and all that good stuff. So let me figure that out right now. And also I want to see a little bit more of it mining for like more than a day. So I'm gonna let this go for a day, and then I will come back and we will see the results on Ethermine. Let's just say after 24 hours, because I'm very curious about that. So guys, I'll see you in 24 hours, and we'll also set up my Pfsense and just log all of the packets that this thing is apparently. You can see here there is a log in the Jasminer. It says found golden nonce. FPGA result. This is an FPGA. Yeah. I feel like it's like a combination of FPGA and an ASIC, which you guys saw when I opened it up, right? That was pretty cool. Anyways, guys, let me go ahead and I'll see you in 24 hours, and then we'll IP monitor this thing. Be right back. Okay, it's been exactly 24 hours. Let me refresh this. There you go. We were at 23 hours and 59 minutes and 59 seconds. Here we are, my friends. So, average hash rate it shows here, 503 mega hash. It says hash rate 601 over here. So, I think I'm going to trust this 503 mega hash. And then if we go to Ethermine, let's refresh this. So, it says average, I guess the average past 6 hours has been 511 mega hash. Current, it says 572, so that's interesting. But you can see my, I guess, unpaid balance is 000513. Oh no, this is in BTC. Hold on, let me change this to ETH. There we go. 0.00678 ETH. Now, if I go to what to mine, and for instance, let's just put in 511 mega hash here, and let's hit calculate, 10-cent kilowatt hour. So, mining Ethereum, in terms of the yield, it says here 0.0071. Now, if we go back to Ethermine, we are at 0.678. It looks like we are a little bit off, but it is pretty close to what to mine says here. Now, actually, if I just did if I did 450 mega hash into what to mine, hit calculate, then the yield is going to be about 0.0062, which obviously it says the average here that has been 503 mega hash. So I'm gonna have to go with that, you know, it's pretty close. It is pretty true to what it says here. I'm just gonna do 503 on what to mine says. Yeah, 0.007. So I'd say a little bit margin of error as we just started. It's pretty close. Anyways, guys, I am just getting Pfsense installed right now, and it's just finished, and so I gotta do a lot of configuring on my router here. It has an i5 7200U. It's a pretty neat router that I got off Alibaba, and I can actually just quickly show you guys. Let me open this. It's meant to be a router anyway. It's essentially a computer, right? It's got power supply, all that kind of stuff, and then it's got the main thing about this is that it has 6 gigabit ports, Intel gigabit ports. I forgot what the model number is. And then it's got 4 SFP, but we're not going to be using these. We're just going to be using this. I'm going to put the Jasminer on a dedicated VLAN, its own subnet, so that I can see what's going to come out of it. All right, so guys, give me some time. I'm going to set it up. So see you in 1 sec. All right, it's all set up. I am already monitoring the Jasminer. So it is on its own subnet, okay? On my Pfsense router. This is my PC that is over there, so that we're gonna look at the information here in a second. I'll show you guys. And this red one is just the internet that goes to basically another router over there. So that's how we get network. So just to put it simply, this Jasminer is in a closed environment by itself. Now, the IP address of the Jasminer is 10.10.0.3. Just to confirm with you all, this thing has been on for about 21 minutes now. Hasn't started hashing yet, but it seems like it is communicating to Ethermine according to the works here. So in Pfsense, all right, I've installed the package ntopng. I thought I was going to use Snort, but this one seems to be a little bit better in terms of monitoring. Now, let me show you guys. So since it's been on for about the past 20 minutes, it has been communicating with mining.cloudflare. And the IP address of that is 172.65.230.90. Now that, if we do a ping here to, let's say ping US2 ethermine.org. All right, so we're just gonna do a ping there. And that IP address is 172.65.230.90. So that is pretty much right on the money of terms of what is communicating out from the Jasminer, all right, which is on IGB6 on the Pfsense router. And so the other IP addresses that you guys see here, 120.25.115.20, is the NTP protocol for, I guess, the time. And this goes to a basically a timing server just to get the time zone. This is from an Asia or China time zone coming out of the Jasminer. This is totally standard in terms of getting the time zones for your devices on anywhere, on any firewall, anything like that, appliance. The other ones here, unknown. We got 10.10.255, that's the subnet, which is, yeah, the subnet that this Jasminer is on, so that's totally fine. and then the router 10.10.0.1, which is the Pfsense box for DNS and ICMP for the monitoring of this whole thing. So that's, yeah, I think this is legit. This is definitely real. There's nothing else that this thing is communicating out with, though it's not hashing yet. All right, so I want to see this hash, and I want to see if there's any more information coming out of this. So I'm guessing another 7-8 minutes until this thing actually starts hashing, and then I want to see what the information is coming out of here a lot more. One more thing. I wanted to show you the server ports that it's also communicating on mostly, which is port 4444, which is the Ethermine port to ethermine.org, all right, US2 Ethermine.org. So that's mostly all the traffic in terms of the port that's being used. The 1534, that is the, I believe, the port monitoring port for the NTO Pfsense software. So that's okay. All right, so let's just wait for it to mine. We'll be right back. Okay, it's just ramping up, and it is about, yeah, 35 minutes in here. Let me just do a refresh. 36 minutes in, and it says 479 megahash. But at this moment on Ethermine, it has not showed up yet. But I want to show you guys something. So there's a lot more IP addresses that this thing has connected to since it started ramping up. Now they're all classified as NTP, and I looked these IP addresses up, and yeah, that they all go to like some places in China, and I think it's just the network time protocol. It goes to like some Alibaba websites, and I tried these. Yeah, these are the IPs. It says it goes to ChinaMobileLTD.com. There's another one here, goes to the same website, and they're located in China here. Another one that goes to Tencent.com, I believe. Yeah, that must be a big company. And then there's another one that goes to Aliyun.com, but when I went there, it went to Alibaba Cloud. So, and then there's another one here that went to China Mobile, another one, ChinaMobileLTD.com. So there's a couple of them in different IP addresses there that went to basically the using the NTP protocol. So I don't know why it's doing that amongst so many different servers here. Time for Aliyun.com. You guys can let me know down below. But the biggest one is the mining cloudflare, which is the US2 Ethermine.org. So that seems to be legit in that regard. And if we you can see the accepted shares here. Let me just refresh that, and that says 43. So that's all well and good, I believe. Yeah, that's all good. So I want to just see it on Ethermine here. I'm just gonna let this. I'm gonna give it another. I'm gonna say 5 minutes, and it should show up on Ethermine. So we'll be right back. Okay, we're 43 minutes in, and yes, it started to show up on Ethermine now. Let me just refresh. There we go. It's ramping up. So that seems to be good. But another thing, there's just so much more of these NTP servers coming out of China. There's this one down here, a new one that just came up from 1.14.61.51, and I believe that is a hold on, where is it? Yeah, here we go. From Tencent.com. It says it's a known proxy, and it's coming out of Beijing. So I'm not quite sure why it's doing all these NTP. I'm not sure if it's a ping or if it's transferring. Like, you can see the traffic volume for all these NTP servers. You can see that the Ethermine data is about 770 kilobytes, but then there's just a bunch of other kilobytes here from all these NTP servers, which is quite a bit. So I don't know why they're doing that every so often. And yeah, that's weird. But anyways, I think it's okay. You know, I'm just gonna do a refresh here. Yeah, it's just restarting here. Okay, and yeah, it's doing see, time5.aliyun.com. So you guys can let me know what you think about this. Well, here's a new IP address now, 46. Let me just put that into, what is my IP? This is coming out of Ukraine. Wow. KYIVstar.ua. So I'm not quite sure why, unless my Pfsense package here, the monitoring is wrong, but why is it communicating with all these network protocol servers? There must be a reason. I feel like it's not a big deal, but it looks like it's, I think in terms of it mining to Ethermine, that seems to be obviously the most traffic coming out of the Jasminer. So I think that's all well and good, guys. I think this thing is definitely legit, but you guys can let me know down below. It is mining to Ethermine. Yeah, that's all well and good. Okay, guys, that's it. That's all I wanted to do in this video. That was a lot of work, and setting up my Pfsense. I mean, it was actually pretty quick. I did it in like less than 20 minutes. And but anyways, guys, that was a lot of fun. Let me know what you think. I'm going to mine with this now for the next, I don't know, I guess I'll do like a 1-month profitability test. So I'm gonna mine to that same address and let you guys know how much Ethereum we've mined. And then I'm thinking afterwards, I want to put this on a different algorithm, a different coin, like Ethereum Classic or something. I may have multiple videos down the road, but you guys let me know what you think of my testing and the IP packet monitoring that we were doing, and obviously it was mining to ethermine.org according to the IP address there. Alright, my friends, thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Have a good one, and peace out.